All right, Shalom. Before we begin this lesson, I want to give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Shalom to the Akwaf in order, and Shalom to you Israelites scattered abroad that may look like these other nations. Shalom. All right, in this lesson, I basically want to speak about how, you people out there who trusted in your enemy, it's not looking good for you. You shouldn't have trusted your enemy. You should have listened to the voice of the Lord, which is coming through his prophets. Now, what I'm speaking about is those of you who were bitten, let's just say. I got a quick video I want to show you. It's going to let you know that you're all pretty much screwed, unless the Lord somehow happens to have mercy upon you, which is possible, it's between you and the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But it's just not looking good for those who trusted in their enemy. You know what I'm saying? Trusted in the enemy, the serpent. Those who were bitten, all right? So the first precept I want to bring out is right here in the book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness." In other words, you shouldn't have trusted in this devil. He's blatantly showed you that he is your enemy. There's nothing that can be done to make these people ever like you as the nation of Israel. Talking to you, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. I mean, just look at the Tuskegee experiment for a strong example of how much this devil hates you and how by trusting in him, it always backfires. But only the wise are able to understand this. Now, in this case, there was a time where he spoke smooth words and, a lot of people lined up and got bitten by the serpent. They trusted in their enemy. So for all of you that took it, that may be watching this video right now, or you Akim out there that may know somebody that took it, hey man, you might want to show them this lesson. But I'm going to go ahead and play a quick clip, and then I'll speak on it as we progress in this lesson.
Yo, what's up everybody? I hope you're having fun tracking whatever you want to call them, the devices walking around. It's really messed up, isn't it? It's really good to wake people up though that we were kind of right about what's going on. But anyway, iPhone doesn't do it, so I'm going to teach you how to do it. iPhone doesn't do it. We can't figure out how to unlock iPhone, so fuck iPhone. Android seems to be able to do it. Some of them you can just do it, but some of them you got to unlock it. So if you have an Android, go to, see if you can see this. Oh, look at little Jasmine. Alright, well you go to settings, and you scroll down to about phone, and then you scroll to an option called build number. You click it, and it says no need, you are already a developer, so you want to change into a developer on your phone. So I think you click it 7 times. Once you click it 7 times, then you'll unlock developer options. So you go back, and it's in different spots on different phones. You can just search for developer. On this one, it's in system, advanced, and developer options, right? That's what we just opened. And then you scroll down to the option of show Bluetooth devices without names, right? Because the MAC addresses that are coming off the bodies don't have names, so that's how they hide it. So unlock this, show Bluetooth devices without names, Bluetooth device without names, MAC addresses only will be displayed, and then you can start tracking people. Fucking insane. I can't believe it. But yeah, I can check. My neighbor's the only one who took it, so I always know if he's home or not. He's starting to get mad at me now, I think.
All right, so as you just saw, people that took it are basically walking around with a tracking device in their body, because you are emitting a Bluetooth frequency. So by putting in a certain little cheat code into your Android smart device, you're able to see anybody within a 60-meter radius that has basically taken it. And as far as I know, there's nothing you can do to reverse that. Now, I could be wrong, so Lord willing, in the future, maybe someone might discover a way to bypass that, by the mercy of the Lord. But as of now, it's not looking good for those that took it. So as a side note, I just want to say that I've actually put this to the test. I just recently got a new phone, which is an Android, and I came across this video, put it to the test, and it actually does work. So continuing on in the book of Sirach, chapter 12, if we skip down to verse 13, it says, "Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts," meaning near wild beasts. So who will pity somebody that gets bit by a serpent? You know damn well you're not supposed to be playing with a serpent. These people that are called serpent charmers or whatever. Basically people that play around with poisonous snakes. When a person like that gets bitten, no one's really feeling sorry for them, because you should know better than to play with poisonous snakes. Basically tempting the Lord, man. And the same thing goes for those who dance with this devil. When he tells you that he wants to decrease the population of planet Earth, then all of a sudden, moments later, he's speaking as if he wants to save you from some deadly situation. You gotta call bullshit, man. You gotta have the wisdom to understand that this man is lying, as he always has been known to do throughout history. Same thing he did to the Native Americans when he came over with his blankets packed with smallpox. He came with peaceable words as if he wants to help you. But in the end, these people that trusted in this devil, they got bitten by the serpent. That serpent being Esau, Edom, who is the devil that the Bible speaks of. So who will pity somebody that is basically bitten by a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? And Esau is a wild beast. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 21. It says, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords." In other words, this man comes with peaceable words as if he's trying to help you, as if he intends to do good upon the population. But all it is smooth words. Scriptures say it right here. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. You got to understand this. This man has nothing but ill intentions. You can never trust this devil. His track record is more than proven that. But for some of our people, this isn't enough. It's not enough that this man has destroyed the earth, destroyed our people, and continues to oppress our people to this day. You still got people voting for this man and trusting in this devil as if he's going to all of a sudden have some kind of change of heart. This is never going to happen, man. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 8 and verse 25. It says, "And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand." So the point is in the first part that it says through his policy, right? They had this thing where they had the whole world comply to their mandates, their unrighteous decrees, if you will. And through that policy that he pushed upon the whole earth, what was it, like the 2-meter rule? Everybody put a face diaper on, restricting your oxygen. Through his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And that's what he did. What he did was very crafty, and it prospered, because you'll see that around 90% of the world's population complied with this devil. Just showing you how easy it's going to be for people to bow down to the beast in his image and take the mark of the beast when that time comes. Because what he did to get people to take it was so blatantly obvious that he was up to no good. But still, you had a lot of simple people in the world that fell for it. And that was only a tiny bit of persecution. Now imagine when the mark of the beast is rolled out and there's no food anywhere. These people that say they're not going to take it, even they're going to take it. And they're going to realize that this time around, the persecution is going to be a lot worse than the first time around. Even BG himself said that, this second one will get their attention. So it says, and through his policy he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart. And by peace, we come in peace, just like they did with the smallpox blankets. We come in peace. Same old devil up to his same old tricks. It says, and by peace shall destroy many. And the thing is, a lot of you people that took it, you don't understand how you're destroyed, but this video is to bring awareness to the fact that you are completely destroyed by trusting in this devil. Because now, when you are in a position where you have to flee from this devil because he's trying to put the mark of the beast inside your body, all of you that try to resist and flee from this devil, do you think you're not going to be able to be tracked? You're basically a sitting target. You're basically a walking tracking device, and there's no way of picking it out of your body. So it says, he shall also stand up against the Prince of Princes, which is Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus. So he's going to stand up to fight against the Lord on the day of the Lord. It says, but he shall be broken without hand, because how are you going to stand up to fight against the one that created all things? You must be retarded. All right, now I want to speak on the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15, because now we're living in a time where the Lord is sending plagues upon the earth. And those plagues are getting ready to intensify to the point where we reach what the Bible calls the time of Jacob's trouble, pursuant to Jeremiah 30 and 7, Daniel 12 and 1, 2nd Ezra 5 and 1 through 2, as well as many other precepts. It speaks about the time of trouble that this world has never seen. So this is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15. I'll start at verse 5. It says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So the Lord is bringing these plagues. Keep that in mind, okay? He says he's about to bring the sword, famine, food shortage, death, and destruction. It says, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So this is the reason why these plagues are going to come, is because this world is full of wickedness and gross darkness. These people are demonic as hell in these end times. The love of many has waxed cold. You have children that are disrespectful to their parents. You have women that have been deceived through feminism and their hearts have turned cold. The love of these women has turned cold. You have men that are bugged out of their minds. All kinds of wickedness. So basically it's saying that the Lord is bringing plagues upon the world because of this. Now I just want to jump to chapter 16 and we'll start at verse 1. It says, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Babylon is another word for America. It says, woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. So woe means death and destruction. Keep that in mind. Basically the plagues that are coming. It says, gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. So the Lord is getting ready to plague this place with famine, death, and destruction, just as I read in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. So it says, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? So no one's going to be able to turn this away. It's already set in stone. It was already prophesied that this was going to happen. So it says, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? It says, may any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood? Or may any one quench the fire in stubble when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a mighty archer? And this is the point I want to get at right here in verse 8. It says, the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues. It's not the devil that did this. Although the Lord does use the spiritual demon Satan and his physical counterpart on the earth, which is the nation of Edom, he does use those to do his will. But it is sent of the Lord. The Lord is the one gave the commands for these things to happen, because all things obey the authority of the Lord. It says, the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? Keep that in mind. It is the Lord that sent these plagues. So if you don't want to be a partaker of these plagues, you have to do what is pleasing in his sight. Let me back this up real quick. This is Amos 3 and 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? So that's a rhetorical question, meaning if you hear something like a purge trumpet going off in a city, or if there's a tornado that's touched down and all of a sudden you hear an alarm or a siren going off, these are examples. But if you hear these things, all of a sudden, yeah, you're going to drop what you're doing and get serious. S-H-I-T hit the fan and things just got real. So everyone's heart is going to suddenly drop. It says, shall there be evil in a city and Yahweh have not done it? So basically the Lord is saying, if anything bad happens in this world, the Lord did that. And you'll see where I'm going with this in just a second, because any of you that bowed down to this beast and took his MOTB, or any of you that took his snake venom, if you get what I'm saying, when you get judged for doing these things, you got to understand that it is the Lord that did that. Now, I'm going to show you something real quick that's going to basically let you know that any of you that took it, you've become an enemy of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right, this is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 16. It says, know ye not that ye are the temple of the Lord? It says, and that the Spirit of the Lord dwelleth in you. So your temple, your body is the temple of the Lord. You are the temple. And it says the Spirit of the Lord dwelleth in you. The Lord gave you a spirit and he put it in your vessel, and you become a living creature, basically, and your body doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the Lord. So we can't be printing marks upon ourselves, as the scriptures state, and what I mean by this is putting tattoos all over your body. To some, it may look like it's just art. It's just innocent, There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a bit of ink under my skin. But the Lord doesn't like these things. And those of you who do things like that, and you think there's no harm in it, you're making yourself an enemy of the Lord, and you can't expect anything good to come from that. So verse 17, it says, if any man defile the temple of the Lord, him shall the Lord destroy. For the temple of the Lord is holy, which temple ye are. So the temple of the Lord is holy. Your body is holy. Your vessel is holy. You have to look after these bodies that you're given. These bodies we're given, we must take care of them. We must have a balanced diet. We must exercise. We must fast, we must pray, we must not defile ourselves with things of this world, like, the music industry, things like that. We got to keep our bodies pure as possible. But that also goes into trusting in this devil and taking his snake venom, because you've defiled your temple, you've messed with your DNA. You became a partaker in his human experiment. You've tampered with your natural immune system and allowed this devil to put a concoction of ingredients. A lot of those ingredients are abominable also. We're talking about horseshoe crab blood. You can look it up if you think I'm lying. And crab. We ain't supposed to be putting no crab in our body. We ain't even supposed to be eating that, let alone putting the blood of a crab inside our body. What do we need that in our body for? You can't trust everything this devil says. He says it's for your own good. Don't trust him, man. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the immune system that he gave you naturally. You don't need to add anything to your body to increase its performance. The Lord made everything perfect. That includes your temple. So verse 17, I'm going to read that again. 1 Corinthians 3:17, it says, if any man defile the temple of the Lord, him shall the Lord destroy with these plagues that he's getting ready to send. It says, for the temple of the Lord is holy, which temple ye are. Now, this last scripture I'm going to bring out is going to put things into perspective. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, and I'm going to start at verse 35. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Right? So us teaching on highways and hedges and prophesying and doing the work of the Lord in these end times. It says, behold the word of the Lord and receive it. It says, believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Right? All these false gods that, these Christians and these Muslims and such believe in. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. And this is talking about the plagues that the Lord is bringing upon the earth. We're very close, These things are happening right now, but they're going to intensify in the very near future when this dollar crashes. So it says in verse 38, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. It says, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So basically, we're coming into a time, like I said, that the Bible calls Jacob's trouble, and this is going to be the time of great sorrow. Because right now we're seeing all kind of signs, and the scriptures in Matthew 24 speak about how this is the beginning of sorrows. But during this time, during that 9th month when that child comes, metaphorically speaking, pursuant to verse 38, in that 9th month, basically during the time of Jacob's trouble, right? It says, and the world shall mourn, and sorrows shall come upon it on every side. So that's what's getting ready to happen. The world is about to mourn during this time of hardship and trouble, and sorrows are going to come upon it from every side. So what does the Lord say to do to his people? It says, O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle. And the way you do this is by watching, taking heed and cleaning yourself up so that the Lord can protect you during that time. Basically, you don't want to be on the wrong side of the Lord during that time. So it says, O my people, hear my word, and make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So we're going to have to flee. because a lot of us are going to be ripped out of our houses, and the scriptures speak about the burning wrath of a great multitude is going to be kindled over us. Right, I've just dropped down to verse 70 because this is going to put things into perspective, right? 2 Ezra 16 and 70, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities, talking about during this time of trouble we're getting ready to come into, a great insurrection, which is a violent uprising upon those that fear the Lord. So us that are keeping the Lord's commandments and doing what's pleasing to the Lord by prophesying against Mount Seir and declaring the downfall of this kingdom and freeing the minds of our people. It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So they're going to come for us soon. It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. So when we're cast out of our houses, a lot of us are going to have to flee into the wilderness or whatever, man. And if you took it and now you're trackable by Bluetooth, then how the hell are you going to flee from this devil? This devil is going to be able to track you. So during the time when I have to flee, if that time comes, then I'm not going to want anybody that took it anywhere near me, because now you're putting me and whoever's with me in danger. So there's nothing I can do for you, no matter how much I may want to help you, no matter how much I may feel sorry for you. There is nothing I can do. It's out of my hands because you trusted in this devil. So it says, hear, O ye, my beloved, and the beloved are the ones who are pleasing the Lord in these end times, the elect, the ones he's going to protect. It says, hear, O ye, my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, Jacob's trouble, pursuant to Jeremiah 30 and 7, which is when this dollar crashes and this system collapses. It says, but I will deliver you from the same. So the reason that the Lord is getting ready to deliver some of us is because we are the ones who he is calling the beloved. It's only the beloved who are going to be saved. It says, be ye not afraid, neither doubt. So we must rely on faith in that time. We must be stocked up on faith. It says, for the Lord is your guide. So we don't need to be afraid or doubt during that time, because we've done what's pleasing in the Lord's eyes, and he's going to protect us. It says, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord power, right? So you people in the Christian church who think that the law is done away with, you don't have to keep the law, then this isn't talking to you. You can just forget it. Because the scriptures say right here, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, the law isn't done away with. So it says, let not your sins weigh you down, right? In other words, don't be afraid, neither doubt. It says, let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. So the point of this lesson is, you people that ended up trusting in this devil, you people that took it, it's not looking good for you, you know. And if I was you, I'd be doing all the fasting and praying that I can, in hopes that you could possibly be saved, you know, in hopes that the Lord may possibly have mercy upon you, all right? But for you Akim out there, and for you Akwaf that have trusted in the Lord, you know, it's looking good for you so far. You know, the Lord said he's going to deliver those that trust in him. But that's only if you endure to the end and keep up what you're doing, you know? But the rest of these people that took it, hey man, it's not looking good for these people. They're screwed. All right? So I'm going to close it out here and give all honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. All right, Shalom.